All right, y'all, come on in, come on in, come on in. We got some good stuff that we finna cover today, baby. Yes, we do, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, kicking it with your girl. Thank y'all for the love and support. I love each and every one of y'all. Y'all know how we do it. We finna get into it, y'all, because I'm here to play a game with y'all. Because let me just remind some folks of who y'all past president was. Okay, we finna play a game y'all remember. All right, because this is Queen Bee's Daily News, where we gonna bring you the news, but we gonna drag them lies right on out. Okay, now with that being said, y'all want to get on your boy Sleepy Joe, Tad Joe, Papa Joe, whatever you want to call this man. Okay, he was unfit to run. He's still unfit. His entire administration's unfit and unhinged, running around here with their heads cut off. Y'all need, they all, if you ask me, need to be in a mental institution together. Okay, seriously. But enough of that, y'all. We finna get on the game. Y'all remember. Let me help y'all remember, okay? Because we bringing receipts, because they sit here and say, "Oh no, we want for open borders and all this other type of bull crap." Let me just get this straight. You mean to tell me, in the middle of inflation, y'all, in the middle of crime wars and veterans begging for help, Biden, old tired tail, decided one morning to wake up with the auto pen and sign over 1 million, giving green cards, y'all. Signing over 1 million immigrants, y'all. Green cards. Meanwhile, Americans struggling, etc. And you set to wake your tired tail up. No law. Okay. None of that. No vote, no nothing. Just woke up and said, hey, we're going to give green cards to over 1 million immigrants. Borders open. Thank God they shut now due to our President Trump. Shout out to him and the F around team. You get what I'm saying, y'all? We finally getting some law and order in place. But yeah, I'm here to remind y'all, because a lot of y'all tend to forget. No, baby, we not finna let y'all forget. Hell no. Look at what y'all president has done. Now, not only that, Trump had to bring in, ICE to go in and clean house. Now ICE are being threatened by these very illegals that we pay tax dollars to. The crazy thing is, they got different rules for illegal immigrants, but treat them as if they glory them. But the very people who has been helping these very people that we see today, burning our American flags, holding theirs, trashing our country, and all of the above, spitting at our officers and all of this or whatever, our very tax dollars was the one to pay for these fools. These very foods that we ain't even asked for our tax dollars to go to. So with that being said, y'all, I'm here to remind y'all, let's play a game of Do Y'all Remember? Because I'm about to play this clip coming straight from Biden him damn self. Coming off of C-SPAN, y'all, on X. If y'all want to follow this person, let's dive into this bimbo. Let's go.
2 days ago, we marked the 12th anniversary of taking care of Dreamers that President Obama and I put in place. There are a few of these immigration areas that have had most positive impact, gotten more support from the American people across the board. These young people, known as Dreamers, Hispanics, South Asians, and more, came to America as children, only know America as their home, have been able to live and learn out of the shadows. So many of them have graduated from high school and college and are starting families on their own.
I'm sorry, y'all. Moment of silence. Because when I tell y'all our country upgraded when we got Trump up in the White House, y'all, we literally upgraded. Thank God we wouldn't have to deal with this and that Kamala and everybody else in that administration for the next 4 years. Oh my gosh, let's get it.
Successful careers, serving our nation in uniform, and so much more. We're much better and stronger nation because of Dreamers like Javier, who just introduced me. So today I'm announcing new measures to clarify and speed up work visas to help people, including Dreamers, who have graduated from U.S. colleges and universities, landed jobs in high demand, high skilled
Look at that.
And we need to have our economy grow. Right thing to do.
And you made the economy hell. We went into inflation, eggs was high, gas was high, bills was high, mortgages high, work. Don't let me get started. Let me be quiet. You be quiet. Look at him.
I want those who've been educated at U.S. college and universities to put their skills and knowledge to work for here in America. I want to keep building the strongest economy in the world with the best workforce in the world. We've already created 15 million new jobs, a record. We're seeing record economic
That was a
growth,
lie.
a record of small business growth. And I doubt
That was
why
a
the
lie.
action we're taking today matters. If you wonder about that, just ask business leaders, ask labor leaders, ask economists, ask elected officials. They know it's good for American business. They know it's good for the American economy. They know it's good for America, period. This step builds on other actions we've taken to support dreamers, from defending dreamers' sports and expressing.
So you mean to tell me that if you marry American, then boom, you get to stay. No background check, no waiting in line, no none of that. This what was going on under Biden's administration. I gotta remind y'all, this was going on with his ish, not Trump. Him, Trump coming in having to clean up this man's stuff.
Expanding access to health care, millions of Americans under the Affordable Care Act, including for dreamers. The second action I'm announcing today was about keeping families together. My dad used to have an expression,
Get it out.
Joey, families
Sick
about
of
the
you.
beginning, middle, and the end. About keeping couples together who are married, where one spouse is a U.S. citizen, the other is undocumented. They've been living in the United States for at least 10 years. These couples have been
So
raising
you
families,
see that?
sending their kids.
So he knew this. They knew this. They are for y'all. They are for destruction. They knew this stuff. That's why they was trying to put all these bills out and stuff like that to pass for these very people that they're now trying to get to vote down here. They even still trying to push the whole no ID in certain places. No, this country is built on IDs. We get ID'd everywhere. We got to have an ID everywhere.
The church and school, paying taxes, contributing to our country for 10 years or more. Matter of fact, the average time they've spent here is 23 years. People were living in the United States all this time, fear and uncertainty.
Look at him
We
with
can
this
fix
lazy
that.
eye back there.
That's what I'm going to do today. Fix it.
We thought they were doing something. Y'all got kicked right on up out there. Got kicked right on up out of there. Look. Boo. Boo. What he just say? What he just say?
Here's the point.
He don't even know.
It doesn't require any fundamental change in our immigration law. There's already a system in place for people we're talking about today. But the process is cumbersome, risky, and it separates families. Under the current process, undocumented spouses of U.S. citizens must go back to their home country, for example, to Mexico, for example, to fill out paperwork, obtain long-term legal status. They have to leave their families in America, no assurance to be allowed back in the United States. So they stay in America, but in the shadows, living in constant fear of deportation without the ability to. All this goes on in the law today.
Fast forward, baby. We back. Stop playing with us. We back. Okay? We back. Ice, baby. Stop playing. Come clean up all yo mess.
Are eligible for long-term legal status. Today I'm announcing a common sense fix. Streamline the process
Common sense.
of obtaining legal status for immigrants, married American citizens.
Get sleepy.
Here,
Get
lived here for a
sleepy.
long time. For those wives or husbands or children who have lived in America for a decade or more but are undocumented, this action will allow them to file the paperwork, legal status in the United States. Allow them to work while they remain with their families in the United States. Must be clear, this action still requires undocumented spouses to file all required legal paperwork. Requires them to pass a criminal background check. Doesn't apply to anyone trying to come here today. It only applies. This action is a better way. It doesn't tear families apart. requiring every undocumented spouse of obligation. Look, the action I'm announcing today is going to affect later this. By the way, just as was true section of Dreamers,
Boy, sit down
actions I'm
somewhere.
taking
Somebody come
today
and get him
are
a bib.
overwhelmingly supported by the American.
You need to sit down somewhere.
In fact, polls show over 70% of Americans support this effort to keep families together.
Well, that was then. We definitely in the now. And they are not representing you, Biden, with your tad tail. Get him a bib and lay that man down somewhere. We're going to keep this thing moving, y'all, because I just want to remind y'all of why we in where we at today. Okay, because bimbo people like this. You get what I'm saying? Coming straight from Charlie Kirk, y'all on X. Joe Biden's considered a radical, far-reaching move. Let's get into the video.
This would benefit, rather, the unauthorized immigrant spouses of U.S. citizens, and it would allow them, one, to work in the U.S. legally, two, to also live here legally, but three, and most importantly, to potentially have a new path to green card status and ultimately U.S. citizenship. And that is because under current law, people who enter the country illegally, John, cannot apply for green card status based on a sponsorship from their spouse. This would benefit, rather, the unauthorized
love to use
spouses.
the word spouse and stuff, but forget the fact that over 1 million, y'all, and this was just then. It's been way more since this. Okay, I'm bringing y'all back because I want to play a game and y'all remember. Okay, y'all remember, because we need to show the people where it started, where it came from, and it came from this past administration. While they sitting here and trying to blame Trump and saying this, that, and the other because he's doing a job that this tired president should have did a long time ago. Let's keep the thing moving. All right, y'all. With that being said, this brings us to the last video. I want to know y'all thoughts in the comment section. Let me know. How was y'all feeling when he woke up, got the auto pen, and got the signing for this BS right here? The same BS today, fast forwarding to now, that Trump has to clean up in ICE. Sacrificing their lives. You get what I'm saying? They family lives. Because they got to come in and clean up all this BS that these folks done put in here. Now, if you hear the right way, this ain't for you. Okay? This ain't for you. These is for them illegal criminals that's in here doing whatever the hell they want to do. Thank God we got Trump up in the White House to do what needs to be done. And like Tom said, you could either be with us or against us. However, we gonna get this job done, whether y'all like it or not. Whether they doing no king's protest, whatever you want to call it or not. At the end of the day, I'm gonna keep saying this. When you wake up and your voices are tired and dried out from screaming for no freaking reason, just know that President Trump is still y'all president. ICE is still gonna be out there getting you one way or another. Nothing's gonna stop. Nothing's gonna change. So y'all sitting there wasting your time. Let's get into the last video, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, kicking it with your girl. Let's get into the last video. Let's go.
The immigration rules are changing today. It's going to affect more than 1 million people. This is official. President Biden at 12 noon is going to sign into law new regulations.
The auto
that are gonna
pen.
do the following. If you are here in the United States for more than 10 years as of June 17th, 2024.
I said I don't care about
You are
that. Get
married
out.
to a U.S. citizen as of June 17th, 2024. And you entered without inspection and are ineligible to adjust your status. You will be given parole in place for 3 years. That is legal status. You will have 3 years from the time you get your parole in place to file your adjustment of status based on your marriage to your U.S. citizen so you can get your green. If you are the child under the age of 21 years old and are a stepchild of that U.S. citizen, and you yourself as that child entered without inspection, you too will be eligible for parole in place and then ultimately get your green. For DACA recipients and others who graduated from a university in the United States, a bachelor's degree or higher, and are either in DACA status or out of status, If you have an employer who is willing to sponsor you, you will be eligible to obtain
I'm so
waivers.
glad that bimbo
and
up out
easy
office.
process to get work visas.
Tired
Start
ass.
to legally work in the United States, and ultimately have that employer sponsor you for your green card through labor certification.
Thank God that bimbo gone.
More specific.